YouTube, man. I got another one, man. We got 1090 Jake on his whole series on No Jumper, man. He talking about Rich Homie Quan snitching and his manager insane statements about 1090. So I don't know if y'all seen like I heard some of it, but I ain't gonna lie. I can't. I'm just gonna listen and watch, but I ain't watched the whole thing about Rich Homie, man. Rich, like, he was talking basically like about Young Thug and the whole nut situation or whatever. I can't really say, so I really didn't even listen to the whole thing. But let's just get into it, man. I seen about something about his manager too, but I ain't even read all that stuff or listen to that long behind thing he was talking about.
All right, I guess if we're gonna get into any more cases, we should probably talk about one of the most shockingly, obviously guilty situations, which would be the Rich Homie Quan one. I met him a few
Mm.
months back, did the interview, seemed like a nice guy, but the audio that came out of him, to me, it doesn't seem like there's really like a path for him to justify it in any way. And I don't think that he has said anything on social media since this came out.
I don't think so.
How did you feel when you saw it?
He's fucked. Yeah, what's crazy is like I didn't even know that he was claiming blood. So when I had to, go watch videos and this and that, I see him piecing up and doing this. I'm like, people are trying to give him a pass. Like, was he really a gangster? And it's like, if you shaking up and throwing the shit up, then yeah, what comes with it comes with it. But he flat the fuck out told. And that's what made me look at it crazy. No disrespect, but his manager made a video speaking on me. And it's like, why are you speaking on me when Young Thug allegedly was flaming the fuck out of y'all? Like, I don't understand. He got shot at, his dad got shot, then something else got shot up, and you want to talk about me? Why aren't you, you know what I mean? Like, they really fucking y'all up over there.
Cause cause they knew who to play with, bro. Exactly. They gonna play with you because you play on internet all day. Young Thug is actually out here in the field, or he not in the field. He's sending his youngins to come and do it for him. Clearly, that's why he's locked up.
You can choose their fights, right?
Allegedly.
On Instagram, well, yeah, I guess he doesn't want to talk about Thug because that's what fucking happens.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
well, you can't talk about street shit or you can't talk about murders and shit,
and
but
bullshit.
You can call out a YouTuber, right?
The manager made a video saying everybody snitched before. Motherfucker, what? What are you talking about? This is how you defend your artist?
That was a mind-blowing.
This is the equivalent of Finesse 2 times moms defending him. Nobody should defend you except you. Because when other people start speaking up, it just makes shit look even fucking worse. I don't know why Rich Homie's manager decided to speak. It should have just been him. If he stood on it, he'd probably still have some type of fan base. I mean, his career, I don't really remember it really hitting like that anyway. And then right when that shit came out, I think it was either right when it came out or when I dropped my video on it, he was performing that night.
With Boosie?
Well, Boosie was there. I don't know if it was with Boosie. I'm not going to put Boosie,
We just imagined that it might have been an awkward conversation.
In the same fucking building because Kodak and Boston Richie performed at Drewski shit.
Right.
But from what I heard, Kodak completely avoided Boston Richie, and people were yelling out Boston Snitchy from the audience. So they were in the same building, but I'm not gonna say they performed together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Rich Homie, I don't know. He played. He fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, the question that I had basically was like, why was Rich Homie even in this situation where he was giving this statement about Thug? Like, does he have the kind of relationship with the cops that he could just get a call and go down to the station?
People are so fucking retarded, right? Because they're like, oh, you can tell that he ain't speaking to the police because you can hear shit in the background. Somebody was playing the audio on a phone while recording it with another phone. That's why you hear shit in the background.
Right.
Everything he said is in transcripts. It's been written out. Who the fuck is wasting their time like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, there's nothing that he can argue. Apparently, this shit's from like 2016 to 17. And they hit up the manager trying to extort him on some, pay us or we're going to drop this. And he was like, y'all going to drop it anyway. But just the fact that they felt like they could extort you just shows the type of respect level they have for you. I don't know why you making videos about me and everybody over there is trying you. But that's how it played out.
Crazy. But this is part of like a bigger problem, right? Where in Atlanta, or I guess it's not a problem depending how you think about it, but we're in Atlanta, it seems like there's a ton of shit leaking out of the police department there, and that this could potentially be putting cases in jeopardy.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing about that, right? Is I've been told that the DA is trying to crack down on who's getting what and how things are getting released. Because it ain't as simple as like requests. Like people are actually releasing big shit. What comes with that is you release something on a witness that's potentially going to testify, and now they don't want to testify. You can charge that person that fucked that up with whatever the charge is, tampering with a witness.
Right.
Now, if you tamper with a witness in a homicide case, you can be punished to the same effect as the homicide. So think about that. Yeah. Somebody kills somebody, you go fuck with that witness, now you're facing life.
Right.
I'm tripping, bro, but his finger tats are really irritating me because he keep moving his finger, bro, and I just see like the tattoo is just like, that shit ugly as hell.
It's a murder case. So
if you leak, like if you work for the police department and you leak stuff that ends up having
look at the situation with YNW Melly, right? We just showed who the detective is.
Right.
If I had did that before he testified and before his mask was taken off, because they made him take the mask off in court, right?
Right.
Say I got that information and dropped it beforehand, and then he said, "Oh, I'm not comfortable testifying now because 1090 Jake exposed who I am." Imagine if I got hit with tampering with a witness in a capital case. Now I'm facing life. Isn't that crazy?
At least you're like taking that into consideration, because I could imagine a less adept YouTuber not thinking about that and revealing that kind of shit.
That's why I look into things and strategically do certain shit. But it's just like in that situation, you know, they already made him take the mask off, and then they revealed it in court how he found his picture, and all I had to do was listen and then do it. It's like it already got revealed.
So have you even had legal issues since you started this career? Or not yet?
Knock on wood. This real wood?
Yeah, that's good enough. Wood. Yeah, because that's always like...
No, that's good enough.
There's like the time in your career before you start getting sued, and then there's the time after you start getting sued, when you start to realize...
Well, this is the thing, right? I'm exposing rappers for snitching. How's it going to look if you sue me right after?
Right.
Fuck. And that's the first thing that Katie fuck.
That's the thing about it. Cause I in college I used to take a class on defamation. I mean, if it was a lie, them guys would have real lawsuits. But since he has actual government paperwork that's saying it, no, I'm not lying, I'm not making up this stuff. They're just wasting their time and wasting their money in court. Because if it's actual in paperwork with your name and it's really you just wasted your money by getting a lawyer and suing him. Because it's in fact true.
Quackenbush, whatever.
Quackenbush is like one of the illest names ever.
Listen, so right after the O3 Greedo shit came out, he said something, and then she said something about suing. I'm like, I'm getting sued by O3 Greedo? What the fuck? And then I reposted that, and then immediately she deleted all the posts.
Right.
It's like, you can't, how you gonna, same thing Boston Richie said, oh yeah, my lawyer was talking about suing him and this and that. How's that gonna look for you?
Right.
It's kind of like, you know?
It's actually harder to sue somebody than most people probably assume.
Yeah, and you're gonna pay a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. Even if you have NDAs on somebody, it's hard to sue them unless there's like a demonstrable like effect to the business, which can be pretty complicated and difficult to prove. So.
What about the Kelpie shit?
Kelpie signed on the dotted line, so.
Before that, though, you think he could have got a bag?
Yeah. So
he would have been hanging out right now.
When that happened, we went into I'll just admit it now. We went into destroy evidence mode.
Yeah.
So that, like, the cops could have raided this building and they would not have found anything.
Yeah.
And then we also basically like just had the conversation with everybody like
here sweating, feeling like criminals and
nothing happened. Like I was going into denial mode right away. Like nothing happened.
Who's
like
Kelpie?
Yeah, you got beat up. Like who the fuck beat you up? You can't prove you got beat up here.
I don't remember.
But then we got the paperwork together and we said, hey, sign this paperwork. Boom, we signed the paperwork. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we're putting the footage out. And I mean, that came with like a good and a bad, because on one hand, it makes the whole business look kind of unprofessional. And when I say kind of,
like people can get touched.
I mean extremely unprofessional, yeah. But then on the other hand, I don't know. It was great content and people went fucking crazy for it. So it was,
nah, that video was wild.
That was the Flacco and 16 situation, right?
Yeah, when I look at my YouTube numbers for the last year, there's like 2 spikes right next to each other, like huge spikes, and I'm pretty sure that that's what that was.
Yeah.
And then there's Sharp and Blueface and Krishan, and that was another massive
I seen
spike.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was crazy.
Yeah. Somebody was just hitting me up the other day, like, you want a show on Zeus?
Fuck is Zeus.
That's the network that has the Blueface show.
Oh, I don't watch that shit.
I don't watch it either.
No.
But that's actually what's fucked up is that they are still running the Blueface and Krishan show right now, even though they're broken up now, but they're running the TV show that features them together,
Yeah.
which to me is insane because if you do a reality show normally, you basically kind of have to go into hiding and like completely just act as if none of this shit happened so that it can still be a surprise when the TV show comes out, which apparently Blueface and Krishan were not capable of doing that.
That shit's so messy over there.
Yeah, it's unreal. You could see yourself ever having a relationship like that?
Fuck no.
No.
Nah.
You in a relationship right now?
Nah.
If you were, would you tell me?
Nope.
Yeah,
I
definitely
think I
not on
said
here.
that to you before. Maybe
Yeah.
that was fresh and fit. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Nah, definitely. That's
Fucking up my situations.
That's
Adam.
one thing me and my girl realized. Like, well, we said that early on. We're never gonna shit on each other online. Like that was just like ground floor rule. Like we're never gonna do that. We're never gonna step into that territory.
I like privacy.
Same. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I value that.
And especially like us having a kid, then you really don't want to play with that like that. This whole thing is like it seems messy to other people, but it's not to us. So it's like
Well, that's another thing too. Is I'll post my daughter though, and I had somebody recognize my daughter before me.
out in public.
Yeah,
I might never post my daughter again.
that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And she got a Louis Vuitton purse, so the girl saw her and then saw the purse, and then eventually saw me, and ran up and was like, "Oh my god, I knew it was you because I saw her in the purse." And da 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 da.
Yeah, like before, we felt like we kind of had it good.
Why are you posting your kids online
my girl had
anyway?
like a mom TikTok where she's posting all this like cutesy shit, and then also we're doing porn, but nobody really gave a fuck. Now this shit is so viral that they're taking innocent videos. Like there's a video of my girl. We did a Sesame Street makeup. So I'm Bert, my girl's Elmo, and my kid was dressed up as the Count. And it's like a whole like 60-second TikTok of us doing the makeup and everything. But there's one clip in it where she's breastfeeding, and people are just taking that and being like, "Look at these demons with face paint. Look how evil this looks." It's like, bro, if you watch that TikTok in its entirety, it's just like a cute ass little TikTok.
All right, like I don't even know. We just going way off the topic. We was talking about Rich Homie Quan and the manager, bro. How we get up on you being Bert and Ernie? Like what? All right, I ain't got time for that. Like man, what in the world? But I think I kind of got the information. I might just go back and pull a little recent and do a little more research on a little Rich Homie thing. But hey, man, y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. I am out of here.